Later this afternoon, I got to them. Oh boy, and I can't say who they are, and I can't really say.
That's fine.
And I can't really say what they told me, but it's ironclad. It's 1,000% true. Okay, I know exactly what happened to the kids. The kids are alive.
Under the cover of a spring night in rural Nova Scotia, two young siblings tucked into their beds for what should have been an ordinary night. By morning, the children were gone. Their boots were missing, a back door was open, and a family was thrust into a nightmare. Within hours, a large-scale search swept across woods and fields. Helicopters circled overhead and dogs combed the landscape, yet the little ones were nowhere to be found. Months later, when court documents began trickling into public view, they painted an unsettling picture of tension inside the home. Allegations and denials have dominated headlines, but the core mystery remains the same. What happened to 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan? Lilly and Jack lived with their mother, Malihia Brooks-Murray, and stepfather, Daniel Martel, on a wooded property in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. In the week before they vanished, they attended school, stayed home for a teacher planning day, and were reportedly sick on May 1st. Surveillance footage later that day captured the family at a Dollarama store, the last confirmed public sighting of the children. Brooks-Murray says she tucked them into bed that night wearing the same outfits they'd worn earlier. On the morning of May 2nd, the parents realized the children were gone. Brooks-Murray called 911 at 10:01 a.m., saying Lilly and Jack, who she described as prone to wandering because of developmental challenges, had disappeared and that their boots were missing. Martel told police he immediately searched in his car and on foot. RCMP officers arrived within minutes and a massive search began. Over several days, more than 100 officers, volunteers, helicopters, drones and cadaver dogs combed the dense forest and waterways around the family home. Despite the effort, no sign of the children emerged. Searchers did find a pink blanket about a kilometre from the house that day, which the parents identified as Lily's. Another piece of the same blanket was recovered in a trash bag near the driveway a few days later, but dogs could not follow a scent trail. Months later, volunteers discovered a child's t-shirt, a small blanket, and a tricycle during a community search, but RCMP said those items were not linked to the disappearance. Beyond the pink blanket, investigators have no physical evidence tying the children to any specific location. For months the investigation progressed quietly. Then in October 2025, news outlets successfully petitioned to unseal portions of police affidavits. Among the documents was an interview in which Brooks-Murray told police that Martel had been physically abusive towards her, claiming he would block her path, hold her down, and once push her. She also alleged that he sometimes grabbed her phone when she tried to call her mother. These statements were used to support search warrant applications. None have been tested in court and Martel faces no charges. Martel vehemently denies the allegations. He told Global News that the claims are part of a narrative designed to paint him as evil, insisting that arguments in their relationship were over typical issues and never turned physical. He has pointed out that he handed his phone to investigators, offered to take polygraph tests, and even provided DNA samples. Another revelation from the unsealed documents involved neighbors' accounts. One neighbor reported hearing a loud vehicle leaving and returning to the property several times in the early hours of May 2nd, while another said he heard a vehicle turning around near a nearby highway and that the first neighbor believed the vehicle belonged to Martel. Martel disputes these statements, saying his vehicle never left the yard and that the family car was not noisy. Court filings also detailed an interview with Cody Sullivan, the children's biological father. He told police he hadn't seen Lilly and Jack in a couple of years but had paid child support until losing his job 9 months before they disappeared. Investigators said he, the children's parents and other relatives underwent polygraph tests. Results indicated that Brooks-Murray and Martel were truthful. An investigator summarized that, based on available evidence, the disappearance was not believed to be criminal in nature, though police have repeatedly said that status could change if new information arises. The RCMP continued to treat the case as a missing persons investigation. By January 2026, Police said they had received about 1,030 tips, conducted 86 formal interviews and reviewed more than 8,100 video files. 7 polygraph examinations were completed. Chief Superintendent Dan Morrow called the case extremely rare, and emphasized that its complexity requires meticulous work. The disappearance was added to Nova Scotia's major unsolved crimes program in June 2025, and a reward of up to 150,000 Canadian dollars is available for information. Investigators have canvassed other provinces and requested dashcam footage from drivers who traveled on Gairloch Road in the days leading up to the disappearance. They have searched the property multiple times and analyzed digital records such as phone logs and messaging app data. Units from Ontario and New Brunswick have assisted, and volunteers organized by nonprofit groups continue to comb the surrounding wilderness. Despite these efforts, authorities have not found evidence explaining how the children left the house or where they may be. As the months passed, online speculation flourished. Social media threads and amateur true crime channels have floated theories ranging from abduction to accidental death, and have leveled unverified accusations against family members. Police warn that such speculation can hinder the investigation and cause further harm. Martel has publicly asked people to refrain from spreading rumors and to trust law enforcement. Brooks Murray has largely stayed out of the spotlight but continues to hope for information that will lead to her children's safe return. More than 8 months after Lilly and Jack vanished, the central mystery remains unsolved. The RCMP emphasized that they will follow every credible lead and will not hesitate to reclassify the case as a criminal matter if evidence supports it. Portions of the search warrant affidavits remain sealed to protect the integrity of the investigation. Police continue to encourage anyone with information to come forward. Investigators, family members and community volunteers remain determined to find answers. The reward remains available, and searchers continue to organize efforts to scour the vast landscape around the family home. Until new evidence emerges, the pink blanket is the only physical clue, leaving loved ones and the public with more questions than answers. This case is a haunting reminder of how quickly an ordinary morning can become a lifetime of uncertainty. 2 lively children disappear from their home without a trace, and despite exhaustive searches, interviews and forensic tests, their fate is unknown. The unsealed documents provide glimpses into the family dynamics and hint at tensions, but they do not answer the most pressing question: where are Lilly and Jack? As long as the case remains unresolved, it is crucial to rely on verified information, respect the family's privacy and avoid contributing to rumors that could impede the investigation. If you know anything about the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, reach out to the authorities. Every piece of information, no matter how small, could make a difference.